Okay, video 4 on MathJax. So now I'm going to talk about a specific application, and that is working with pkgdown and getting your math to look nice in the articles for pkgdown. This is actually why I'm writing in R Markdown. Normally I would be writing in Quarto. I've switched over to that, but these are vignettes for an R package, and currently Crayon requires that I submit those in R Markdown. And I use pkgdown to take my R package and create a beautiful website. So this is created from my documentation by pkgdown. And because my vignettes, this is a vignette, just this quick start guide. Because my vignettes have a lot of math in them and I want equation numbers in there, I need to figure out how to get those configurations that I talked about in the first 3 videos. I need to figure out how to get those working with pkgdown. Okay, so now in the previous video, I showed you how I can use an include in my, like that's right here, like showing how to use an include for like a vignette. And so that would work if I'm just making this into a standalone HTML. But that's not what I'm doing. I've got a whole pkgdown site. So I need to figure out how to get the scripts into the files for the whole site, because it doesn't help me to get it for individual pages. It's not going to work. Okay, and for pkgdown, what you need to do is, if you look in the documentation and you dig in a bit, you will discover, when you're searching for these things, what you need to remember is that you're trying to get something into the header of the HTML. So that's what you're going to be searching on. And particularly, you're trying to get JavaScript in there. So hopefully knowing that, you can figure out what to search for. So if you do that, you'll come to the pkgdown documentation, and it tells you to include a file called extra.js, and it will include that JavaScript in the header. It says it's right before the header, but it's a little bit further up. All right, so now it doesn't give any more information than that, and it took a bit of work for me to discover that it's including it with the script tags already on the top and bottom. So what you need to include here is just what goes inside those scripts. So before I had the script opening and closing tags, and it didn't work. So you've got to just strip those out. And also, like normally in the MathJax documentation, it says to have this be a chunk of script, and then to have a separate script for when you're loading up the library. But fortunately, you can have them both there. It works. And I say fortunately because pkgdown only gives you one file to load, and it's this one. And it's got to be named that. So you see there's this extra JavaScript. Yeah, that was me just like trying to get this thing working. So yeah, you name it that, and then let's go take a look at the files that it makes, so we can look at let's look at the index. So if we go here and I search for MathJax, you can see, okay, so you can see here's the code where it's loading up that old library. Yep, so there's the code, it's loading up the old library. But let's look at extra.js, and you can see here it is loading up that JavaScript right here. So there it is. There's where it's loading it in. And yeah, it's kind of interesting. I thought it wouldn't work if it was loaded before this was called, but it works fine. The files I've been showing are with that loaded. So yeah, so that's what you need to do if you're using pkgdown and you want to have vignettes with equation numbering.